Now we welcome the members of the Hall of Fame, which make up the largest annual collective of Australian sporting greats. Our cavalcade tonight of 85 greats begins with 6 official legends of Australian sport, flanked by the Stars of Tomorrow, our 2020 scholarship holders.
You're right, Nick, and to date only 40 Australians across 3 centuries have been elevated, that is, to legend status. It's our country's greatest sporting honour bestowed on those whose feats are written into Australian folklore. Just one member is elevated annually. And of course later we'll celebrate our 41st. But first it gives me great pleasure to welcome to the ballroom 6 official legends of Australian sport. And we start at the very top. The inaugural female inductee and legend, the World Athlete of the Century. And with a remarkable 41 world records to her name, the one and only Dawn Fraser. Together with Australian 2 skipper and chair of the Australian Sport Hall of Fame, John Bertrand. Next in, we welcome our 2017 legend, an athlete who dominated the sprinting world for over 3 decades, Raylene Boyle. And with her, a man who amassed 18 major tennis titles, Ken Muscles Rosewall. And now our final 2 legends of Australian sport. From the AFL with 8 premierships as a player and coach, lethal Lee Matthews. Together with the man simply known as the King, Rugby League's Wally Lewis. Welcome, gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it again for our 6 official legends of Australian sport. What an iconic group.
Now let's meet more of our greats, some 80 plus Hall of Famers. To begin, the chair of tonight's dinner committee, Jeff Henke. He's the godfather of all things cold and icy. He's without peer in the world of winter sports administration. Welcome to you, Jeff. Jeff is followed by 1992 Barcelona Olympic double sculls champion. Please welcome Peter Anthony. And 3 of the famous awesome foursome, Nick Green, Mike Mackay and Drew Ginn, together with their coach, Noel Donaldson. To our cyclists now, 1984 Olympic 4,000 metres team pursuit champion, Dean Woods, together with dual sprint world champion, John Nicholson. Still rolling along, welcome 5 times world track champion Danny Clark, together with Phil Anderson, the first Aussie to wear the famous yellow jersey in the Tour de France. And they're followed by Kathy Watt, the first Australian male or female to win an Olympic gold medal on the road. And we also welcome a different wheels, and that of course is our first 500cc World MotoGP champion, Wayne Gardner. We know what you look like.
Fear not, Wayne, and we hope we'll find Kathy. Now to the people who made things happen behind the scenes. Former international life-saving boss Alan Welpton, together with Malcolm Speed, instrumental in both the NBL and cricket on the world stage. They're followed by Peter Bartels, who guided cycling to new heights. Joining him, Olympic administrator and the man who helped bring the Games to Sydney, Phil Coles. Continuing on the Olympic dream, to Helen Brownlee now, a key contributor to both canoeing and the Olympic movement for over 50 years. She's followed by 2 absolute doyens of the Commonwealth Games movement, Perry Crosswhite, and joining him, 2018 inductee, Sam Coffer. And that's the long and the short of it all. Closing out this group, groundbreaking coach and leading sports scientist, Professor Dick Telford, together with the 10-time Olympic and Commonwealth Games team medico, the much-loved Dr. Grace Bryant.
I don't want to say the next group is my favourite, but they sure do know how to make a splash. Let's meet our swimmers. With 12 individual world records to her name and the first at just 13 years of age, Ilse Conrads. And with Ilse, Olympic freestyle gold medalist from the Moscow Olympic Games, Michelle Ford Eriksson. Next up, a man who is Aussie as the boxing kangaroo. He's certainly a master innovator and also an inspiration. Please welcome Laurie Lawrence. Following Laurie, they've amassed a massive 20 Olympic medals between them, 9 of them gold. Please welcome Patria Thomas, Liesl Jones and Jodie Henry. And rounding it out, the engine room of the swimming pool, our 1500 metre champions, John Conrads, 1960, Bob Windle, 1964, Kieran Perkins, 1992 and 96, and Grant Hackett, 2000 and 2004.
What a quartet. To the track and field now. Our world record holders across the sprints and the middle distances, Marlene Matthews and Judy Pollock. They're followed by Glynis Nunn, the 84 Olympic heptathlon champ, and with her, 2008 Olympic pole vault gold medalist, Steve Hooker. Next in, the world marathon champ and chair of the Hall Selection Committee, Rob Di Castella. And closing out this group, Louise Sauvage, who dominated the sport of wheelchair racing and has 9 Paralympic gold medals to her name.
Let's start this next group with 4 of the country's basketball superstars. Please welcome 2 trailblazers of their sport who were the first Aussies to win Olympic basketball medals, bronze in 96, Michelle Timms and Robin Ma. Together with Boomers great Phil Smythe and from the rollers, the dual Paralympic gold medalist Troy Sachs. They're followed closely by former Australian netball captain with 104 international caps, Vicky Wilson. To the sport of cricket now, 2 former Australian captains, Ian Healy and Belinda Clark. And to close out this group, he's got 2 championship rings with the New York Yankees. Baseball's Graham Lloyd, together with Midge Nelson, who captained the Aussies to the 1965 World Softball title.
Now to our footballers from the round ball game. Coach Raleigh Rassick, the first to take the Socceroos to the finals of a World Cup. And with him, Harry Wells, who played in 29 rugby league tests for Australia. Following them, fellow league champion Ron Coote, one of the sport's finest exponents of the 20th century, together with dual code international for the Kangaroos and the Wallabies, Ray Price. And from Aussie rules now, and 2 very, very happy Tigers. 403 gamer, simply known as KB, Kevin Bartlett, and Kevin Sheedy, the man who played and coached in a combined 929 games over 47 years, and yes, it is a record. Closing out the pack, and with spring in the air, we only think of one person, the First Lady of Racing, Gay Waterhouse.
Up next, some of our hockey greats, starting with the Pearce brothers, both dual Olympic medalists, Eric and Julian Pearce. They're followed by fellow West Aussie 1976 silver medalist and two-time gold medal winning coach with the Hockey Roos, Rick Charlesworth. He's followed by two of the Golden Hockey Roos, Jackie Pereira and Leanne Tooth, both key contributors to the Australian gold medals in 1988 and 1996. Next up, Charlie Earp, a king amongst coaches and a key part of Greg Norman's success. He's followed by our squash greats, four-time winner of the prestigious British Open, Vicky Cardwell, and with her, Sarah Fitzgerald, five-time world squash champion. To a court of a different kind, International Hall of Famer and the first non-American to win the prestigious US Open, David Hall, and he is joined by prolific doubles champion Mark Woodford, who won 5 consecutive Wimbledon championships. And to round out this group, the immediate past Hall of Fame chairman and Davis Cup hero Neil Fraser, and together with him Frank Sedgman, who took just 5 years to amass 22 major titles.
Next in from the world of equestrian, Wendy Schaefer, Olympic gold medalist in the 3-day event from Atlanta in '96, and with her, 3-time world aerobic champion, Sue Stanley. They're followed by 2-time world Ironwoman champ, Carla Gilbert, and with her, dual world champion Ironwoman in the board and ski events, Christy Munro. Next in, kicking up a storm, Australia's only Taekwondo Olympic gold medalist, Lauren Burns. And rounding out this very strong group, 2-time world powerlifting champ, Heidi Taylor.
To our final group, Glenn Thurlow, the first person on water skis to jump over 200 feet, and with Glenn is Brett Wing, multiple world barefoot ski champion. From the water to the snow, he's regarded as one of Australia's greatest alpine skiers, Malcolm Milne. Shining as bright today as they did back in Sydney 2000, let's welcome Olympic gold medalists from beach volleyball, Natalie Cook and Kerry Pothast. Joined with another of our golden girls from water polo, the team captain, Debbie Watson. And they are followed by 2-time world triathlon champion Emma Carney. And last but certainly no means least, it is 7-time world surfing champion Lane Beachley.
Ladies and gentlemen, if sport was a medieval land, then this would be a meeting of its kings and queens. I give you Australia's greatest sporting team, the members of the Sport Australia Hall of Fame.